The other end of the matter today. I was asked about the apartment sizes, but I think it's a bit more expansive than that, because there's a lot of holiday lets, well, especially in La Mata. As you can see, there's literally thousands of the things, but we do have good facilities here. For example, that way there's a pharmacy, that way is the clinic, which is like all walking distance. Got another pharmacy down this way, and even in the winter there's still a lot of people here. Although it looks quite quiet, a lot of these houses are occupied. You can normally tell because the shutters are up. You can see there's people up there. Our mailman just disappearing on his scooter down there. But you can see there's a lot of activity still going on here, even though it's quiet. The reason I'm bringing this up is a lot of these are what I'd class as holiday lets. They're quite small, but generally they're not used by families. They're like pensioner couples and stuff like that, where they may have a 2-bed or 3-bed property, but there's only 1 or 2 people living in them, which is why they're fine for retirement flats. Because like ours, it's a 2-bed, but ideally we need a 3-bed to make it the size of a normal three-bedroom place, a normal 2-bedroom place, because the places here are quite small. Because obviously on the rental market for holiday lets, people are only bringing stuff for 2 weeks. They live out of a suitcase, so they don't need all the wardrobes and all the pots, pans and excess stuff that people generally carry around with them. So as such, you end up with struggling for space, you know, under the bed's full, wardrobe's full, etc, etc. That's why I think a lot of the pensioners, it's fine, because they take on a apartment that's 1 room bigger than they need for occupancy, but they end up using it as a spare room, or when people stay over it means they've got extra space, but generally they don't carry as much stuff either. But I just wanted to show this is the other end of La Mata, because obviously the bit we live in is a bit more like an old town, where here it's more touristy. Now the other side of this being, if you do live here, this is what I recommend if you're looking at buying a place or moving over for a year or something. You need to be aware a lot of places don't actually open in the winter. I mean, this bar at the moment here behind me is actually closed for a few days, but I think it's actually going to open after that. But you will actually find entire restaurants that are only open 2-3 months of the year. There's a shoe guy that sells shoes. There's little mini supermarkets and stuff. A lot of them are just closed over the winter period. What I'll do is, there's another road we're going to go down in a minute, but I just want to show you what I'm talking about. As you can see here, this is quite a main stretch of road. All these units are empty. Where it says Sevendi means for sale. But as you can see, very quiet. Now some of these aren't closed all year round. A lot of these aren't permanently closed. For example, this restaurant over the road, it's open in high season. There's a big restaurant here, as you see over the road, Las Jaras Arrocia, whatever it is. Some of it's the menu, like pescado is fish. So that restaurant there is only open in high season. But population-wise, look at the windows. You can see about half of them have got people in them because they've got blinds up. Because people don't leave the blinds up when they're leaving them for the winter. And every apartment has blinds. So I would say it's at least 50% full, but they're obviously not eating out, which is why all the restaurants are closed. Because a lot of the time some of these people will actually move away for the high season and rent their places out for tourists, which sort of makes sense, because if you bought a place you can actually get most of your mortgage, if not all of it, paid for by people renting it in the high season. But yeah, this is the other end of La Mata, which is the sort of newer bit compared to our bit, which is the original town. And the other thing in high season people don't talk about is the noise. These blocks over here, these orange ones, are extremely loud in the summer, because it's in sort of like a square, so the sounds actually echo. So you have kids around the pools, because there's pools in the middle there, and it's a lot louder than it would be if it was open plan like these. Because most of these have pool areas in the middle, although you can't really see them over the walls, but a lot of them do have pools. But like I said, there is a lot of people here, but they don't spend. A lot of them are pensioners on tight budgets. So you've been here, there's got another restaurant up here. It's a prime example. Cafe Madrid. I'm not sure if it's even open. Bearing in mind it's in amongst all the apartments. Oh, it is open, they've got the chairs out. So yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. There you go, there's one there, that one's for sale. Restaurant London. But it's things to be aware of if you're looking at renting a place, is you could be in the middle of a ghost town. Because this bit's quite quiet compared to where we are, which is more the central town. I'll do a little walk through the town when I head back that way. It's a bit nearer the town centre. These are new builds. The last of these have been finished while we've been here. As you can see, oh, it's quite quiet. A lot of them are actually occupied. They've been built the last couple of years. These, I would say, are likely to be a bit smaller than some of the other places. Like these ones might even be a bit bigger because they're a bit older. The newer places seem to be a bit smaller. I don't know why people go smaller. I'm not sure, because I think we have more craps these days than we had previously. I have to probably get some plans for these off the estate agent about. But they've got solar water heaters on the roof here as well, so that's a bit energy efficient. You might be able to see them right on the top there. But I think like a one bedroom there, 1-2 bed, is about 100,000 euros upwards. These ones probably about 80 to 90,000. Now you have to bear in mind that the location's the main reason these are holding their value, because when I spin around here, that's the sea. You've got sea views and you're within walking distance to the beach. Also, although it's walking distance, all the restaurants and stuff are not far from here either. The main part of La Mata is mainly low-rise, which are, these blocks are about 3 to 4 stories high. You can see the main town's that way. This is the town hall. If you're looking at these, I would say have a look at where the sun comes, because some of them get too much shade, which means it's going to be quite cold all year round. Others get too much sun, so it means you're running excess aircon. It all depends what you're looking for. Myself personally, I'm quite happy the way we are at the moment, although I could do with being another story up. So we had a little balcony. I'm not too fussed on the sun, because we can always go on the roof. But just wanted to give you a walk round. And these are the old original houses this size, the ground floor only. But there's lots available around here. They vary from probably about 19 to 40,000 for a studio to 1 bedroom, all the way up to $250,000 or more. euros that is, depending where you are and what it is. A 4-bedroom on the beach, for example, not literally on the beach, but next to it, go for about 220, 240,000. Where we live, as you can see, it's a lot more active. It's market day as well, which is why it's a lot busier. There's a lot more shops open this end.